Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Sports Post podcast. This is Jag Mangat for May of the 11th, 2021. Now, we have only two games in the NHL. Can you see that too? Winnipeg Jets taking on the Canucks, and the Bruins taking on the Capitals. So here's the deal. Yesterday, the official last two teams finally declared either elimination or the clinching of the playoffs. So Montreal Canadiens, they forced overtime with the Oilers, and because they did that, they got 1 point and they finally clinched the playoff spot. But it's kind of like, well, Calgary Flames did not clinch a playoff spot. They got eliminated. So, you know, Calgary played their best. I think they really pushed it in the last half of the season. However, they just couldn't get the job done. So, uh, yeah, that's about it. They're gonna be packing their bags pretty soon, and I know there's still a couple games left for the regular season. So I don't know how exactly the standings go, but the Canadian division is the Canadian division, and I think the Montreal Canadiens will end up playing the Toronto Maple Leafs, and Winnipeg Jets will end up playing the Oilers. That's just my guess. It might shift here and there, kind of thing, depending on the matchups. But the Canucks are still playing because of the fact that they're still you know making up games because they're COVID scared. But you it's pretty safe to say they're eliminated. So we'll see what happens. Vegas Golden Knights are tied with the Carolina Hurricanes at 80 points, and right underneath them that you have the Florida Panthers. So it's still a race to the top on who gets the number one spot, because you want to get home court or home ice advantage. In this case, I'm not talking about NBA. Speaking of the NBA, let's shift over to the NBA. Now, you have I don't know if you can see Kent Bazemore in the background. There you go. You get Kent Bazemore in the background. Now, apparently, he made a joke because Bradley Beal injured his hamstring, and because he made a joke saying Steph Curry out here, you know, doing so good, not these words, doing so good that he's injuring people's hamstrings. So Kent Bazemore said that. Bradley Beal took total offense to it. He went off on Twitter, and apparently he actually took to ESPN First Take, and he voiced his displeasure, talking about injuries. They shouldn't be a joke. So, what's my take on it? My take is just, it is what it is, right? Like he shouldn't have talked about an injury. I've never seen that before. I've never ever seen that before in um, NBA seasons and whatnot. People talking about injuries and stuff, and um, that's just the way it goes, I guess. But I've never seen it. I guess Kent Bazemore and Bradley Beal, from what I've been reading, they've had some beef in the past because Kent Bazemore injured John Wall long time ago, not on purpose, but like he's the one that John Wall. He's the reason why John Wall got injured. I don't know. I think that is the rumor out there, but we'll see. So in the NBA tonight, we have the Lakers taking on the Knicks. I'll get to that in a minute. The Warriors taking on the Phoenix Suns, and the Miami Heat taking on Boston Celtics. You got a couple other games here and there, but let's start with the Boston Celtics now. Boston Celtics, they are without Jaylen Brown. because he tore his ligament in his wrist, so he's done. Now that is not good if you're a Boston Celtics fan, player, staff member. It doesn't matter. That's just horrible news, because at the end of the day, you are gonna have to be in the play-on tournament, I think, and you're gonna have to play the Brooklyn Nets, and we all know how that's gonna go. That could end up being a sweep. So good luck with that. Also, the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat need to pick it up because Miami Heat, um, they, it's just they're not themselves. They were phenomenal in the bubble. Don't get me wrong, phenomenal in the bubble, but it's just this kind of stuff takes a toll on you. The rest period and stuff. Only had 70 days of rest. Not enough. If you're an elite superstar. So I'm pretty sure the Miami Heat will pick it up again because it's Pat Riley's team and Eric Spoelstra is one hell of a coach. So that will happen. I just don't know when, but Miami Heat has to win tonight moving into the playoffs. And the same thing with Boston Celtics because it's kind of like next man up. Be- because if the one guy gets injured, there's always another guy preparing and whatnot for that spot. So I know Danny Boy has got a lot of assets in his treasure chest, and he has to pull out something. Whether it's Marcus Smart, um, yeah, I don't know. Like Evan Fournier's got to pull up his socks and actually play good basketball for a change, and it's pretty odd that Danny Ainge wouldn't have a plan. I'm guessing he does have a plan in the sense that he has an asset, but he could have rectified this by making a decent trade in the off season and getting more assets because the guy's got like so many picks, but it is what it is. Let's move over to Phoenix Suns and the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors on a tear. They're just a couple games behind the Lakers for the number 7 spot, and they are taking on the Phoenix Suns. Now, Phoenix Suns, they did not play well against the Lakers a couple days ago, but they are looking to bounce back against the Warriors. However, you have potential MVP candidate Chris Paul versus potential MVP candidate Steph Curry. And Steph Curry is just shooting the absolute lights of lights out of everything. This guy can nail a shot like from 50 deep. That's how talented this guy is. And I just don't know how this game's gonna go. I know it's you got like a lethal shooter in Devin Booker, but I've been surprised by the Golden State Warriors this season, considering the fact that they do not have Klay Thompson. Draymond Green has taken 3 steps back, and you know it's it's a toss up, and I think Golden State Warriors can come out on top on this one. So we'll see what happens. And last but not least, Lakers taking on the Knicks. It was believed to be true that LeBron James would come back tonight, but he is going to come back against the Rockets. And I don't know because the Knicks are pretty aggressive and they're pretty physical in terms of in the paint and stuff. But if you're LeBron James, you're gonna want to do that because you don't want a physical game and you're just coming back from an injury. So pretty smart move on his case and coming back for the Rockets game. However, if you're the best player in the world, which you claim that you are, you should play this game. But hey, that's just me. That is just me. And look out for the game tonight. Other than that, catch that Bradley Beal on ESPN First Take and tell me what your thoughts are. And I think it was a stupid move on Kent Bazemore's part, but I'm sure he regrets it. This is the Jag Maggots Sports Post Podcast. It is May 11th to 2021.